Okay, we're calling to order January 11, 2023, Rialto Unified School District regular meeting of the Board of Education. Any individual who requires disability-related accommodation or modification, including auxiliary aids and service in order to participate in the board meeting, should contact the superintendent or designee in writing. We're calling order open session. Comments?
I make a motion to move into closed session.
Second?
Do we read the items?
Yeah, and then ask if anybody's
Yes.
got comments.
So comments on the closed session agenda. Any person wishing to speak on any items on the closed session agenda will be granted 3 minutes.
We don't have any.
Okay. As provided by law, the following items for discussion and consideration at the closed session of the board meeting. A 3.1, public employee discipline, dismiss, release, reassignment of employee, Government Code Section 54957. A 3.2, student expulsion, reinstatement, expulsion enrollment. A 3.3, conference with labor negotiators. Agency designated Dr. Avila, Superintendent Rhonda Kramer, lead personnel agent. Employee Association, California School Employees Association, Chapter 203, Rialto Education, REA, and Communication Workers of America. A 3.4, pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D and or D3, conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure. Potential claims 1, and conference with labor negotiators, Government Code Section 54957.6. Designated Representative, Board President Stephanie Lewis, underrepresented employee Dr. Avila. Do I have a motion to go into closed session?
So I motion, Ms. O'Kelly seconded. If there's no comments, I just would like to make a suggestion. Typically, we have to read the comments before asking, we have to read the closed session items before asking if there's any comments. So it would probably be better moving forward if we put the comments after reading what those closed session items will be, so it's less confusing. What I would just do is just ask if there's comments after reading them, but probably be easier to put it afterwards.
Well taken. Okay, vote by board member
Aye.
Aye.
and aye. And the time is 6:05.
Is that curiosity?
Good evening. Happy New Year. Do we have a motion for adjournment of closed session?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, vote by board member.
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez?
Aye.
Stephanie Lewis? Aye. And the time is 7:08. Okay. Open session reconvene at 7:08. We're going to stand for Pledge of Allegiance, and we're going to have Ms. Walker. Would you lead us in Pledge of Allegiance?
Look at all the cameras on you.
I'm gonna get work the whole.
If you can put your hand over your heart, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Do we have a report out of closed session?
Yes, we do. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Gil Lopez, Agent Information Systems, Technology Services. The roll call vote was unanimous. The Board of Education accepted the administrative appointment of Tina Lingenfelter, Middle School Principal, Kolb Middle School. The roll call vote was unanimous. And the Board of Education denied the request for an unpaid leave of absence for classified employee number 2388133 from January 10th, 2023 through May 31st, 2023. The roll call vote was unanimous.
Thank you. Okay, we have a discussion action, item F.2, agreement correction. Agreement with the Parent Institute for Quality Education should be corrected to read as follows. Approve the agreement with the Parent Institute for Quality Education to facilitate parent engagement program at Venus Boys Casey Hubank Morris and Trapp Elementary School effective January the 12th, 2023 through June 30th, 2023 at a cost not to exceed a total of $102,000. This is a correction in the summary. It's incorrect, so that's a correction on page 82. Okay. Do we have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So move. Second.
Okay. Vote by Ms. Dominguez,
Aye.
Mr. Montez,
Aye.
Aye.
and Stephanie Lewis, aye. And the time is 7:10. Now for the fun part. We have our presentations. You look wonderful. And our student board member, Stephen Gaitan, will lead us in the presentation.
All right. So first up, we have Rialto High School, Kamiles Davis presenting.
Okay, if you're recording, make sure you get my good side. Good evening, Honorable Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Avila, student member Mr. Guthan, and the viewing audience. I am Kamiles Davis, Senior Class Officer at Rialto High School, and I wish everyone a Happy New Year. In this season of service, Rialto High has focused on giving back, exemplifying kindness in our community. Our students participated in the City of Rialto Holiday Parade, contributed in community-based food and toy drives, read to students, and offered face painting at Barnes & Noble, and walked to Morris Elementary School for story time. Mine's still on break, sorry. Empowering students to personify honorable and compassionate service to others and prioritize for building up for our nights. Looking forward, we are holding our second blood drive later this month. We are the largest school donor in the county, as we take pride in helping those in need. In our first full semester in our brand new esports lab, offering the first esports elective class, and building an active after-school esports club, our Knights had a successful term. Our Knights competed in regional, state, and national tournaments in 4 different leagues. Each student participated in multiple tournaments, 10 different games, and weekly matches. Many individuals who took team place in the competition, including freshman Jesse Sanchez, who took first place in a 3-county battle, including 3-county battle in our Rialto High Knights blue team, consisting of Ethan Baldwin, Elijah Rodriguez, and Oscar Lorera, who placed second in the fall challenge, earning them $3,000 scholarship. See, parents, video games do benefit us. Don't play game, kids. That's YouTube. Which one's YouTube? Kids, bedtime's still 9:30, not a school night. Winter sports are starting strong again this year. Our Knights are leaving their mark on the court and on the field. Both our basketball teams are leading their league, and our Lady Knights brought home a tournament trophy over the break. In addition, sophomore Carrington Davis, hey Carrington, was named Girl Athletes of the Week by Southern Selection California News Group. Our girls soccer team is also leading their league and won their winter tournament. We couldn't be more proud for our athletes. We look forward to seeing everyone at Parents Summit in a couple weeks. Keep the lights on, Knights, and thank you.
Good job.
All right. Next up, we have Eisenhower High School with Santiago Baltazar.
Good evening, distinguished members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Avila, parents, community members, and peers, and student board member Peter Gaitan. My name is Santiago Baltazar, and I have the honor of being this year's ASB president for Eisenhower High School. I'd like to share some of the exciting things that have happened and will be happening at the home of the Eagles. To end off the last semester, ASB hosted our annual Winter Festival in the beginning of December. There's a pie a teacher in the face, hot cocoa, Kono ice, an inflatable basketball game, arts and crafts, and many other games hosted by clubs on campus. We saw the event as a huge success that let students de-stress before finals came up. Around the same time, our amazing Link crew was also able to collect over 100 new toys to assist our superintendent's toy drive. Hopefully, everyone was able to make it to our winter drama and choir production. As always, they both put on a fabulous show and were a definite success. Not only did our students, staff, and parents love it, but they're also able to perform for the children of Morgan Elementary. ASB is very thrilled to announce we are currently preparing for our winter dance on February 10th. We decided to try out a new tradition for Eisenhower, so we present to you our first Sadie's Sweetheart Dance. Next up, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our girls and boys soccer team, girls water polo, boys basketball, and wrestling, as their senior night will all be taking place in the upcoming weeks. Thank you everyone for your time. Stay safe, and I hope you have a wonderful night. That'd be awesome.
All right, next up we have Carter High School with Taylor Roten.
Good evening, Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Avila, and viewing audience. I'm Taylor Roten, ASB President for Carter High School. Carter has been up to some great things. ASB and AVID held a successful study session to help students study for winter finals. Carter students pushed their way through the final line to end 2022 on a good note. Our counseling department is helping our Carter students sign up for financial aid. There are workshops for FAFSA and CATA to give counselors a chance to review student applications and answer any questions or concerns. Our school is encouraging our Mighty Lions to complete FAFSA in March in order to win a pizza party or any other extraordinary prizes. ASB teamed up with our local business, coffee nuts to provide free gift wrapping during the holiday season. ASB also assisted with Joys for Jackets, where children's jackets were given to those in need. To kick off the new year, we are having our first indoor pep rally since pre-COVID to honor our winter sports. The theme is Disney Universe. Carter is hosting our second annual blood drive on Friday, January 27th. All blood donations are given to hospitals. All winter sports have been participating and working towards repeating as league champs. The Carter High School mock trial team will be honored by the San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools on Thursday, January 19th, for their hard work and dedication as a team. Although our fall play has been canceled, our thespians have already geared up and began auditions for our spring play with a script from Joseph Robinette titled Dorothy Meets Alice. Thank you for allowing me to share the wonderful things that are happening at Carter High School. Go Lions, and don't forget to roar.
Next up, we have Francesca Stevens from Myler High School.
Happy New Year and good evening, Honorable Board of Education and Superintendent Dr. Avila and viewing audience. My name is Francesca Stevens and I am the proud student representative for Myler High School. Our Mustangs finished Q2 strong with 34 students graduating in December. One thing that our graduates tell us is that over and over again is how the connections they make with the Myler staff help them and achieve their goals. With that in mind, we are so excited to roll out our new first period structure for semester 2. Every Myler student will have a mentor teacher that will hold weekly check-ins about our credits, attendance, and to see how well we are all doing. We are proud to announce the addition of an art elective for our new Women's Empowerment Leadership elective for this quarter. Congratulations go out to our November and December Student of the Months, Luis Sanchez and Johanna Pineda. Both recently graduated and are excited to begin their next journey. Luis is planning on majoring in psychology at Cal State San Bernardino, and Johanna will study nursing as part of the Valley Bound program. Thank you again for allowing me to share and have a wonderful evening, everyone.
That would be everyone. Good job, everyone.
Thank you. It's so exciting to hear all the wonderful things that you're planning to do and things that you have accomplished. Well, it gives me great pleasure to present the key to the district to the Inland Empire Children's Book Project. So, Frederick Douglass once said, once you've learned to read, you will be forever free. And it's so fitting in addition that we have the Braille. Reading is for everyone. And when I was elected to the board, academic excellence, a reading program, reading literacy was really, really key. And it's key to all of our board members, staff, teachers. And so I was just taken aback with all the books that your organization have provided to our district. And not only the books to the district, but assisting teachers in getting their start and really focusing on their classroom. Oftentimes, reading aloud and filling that book and flipping the pages, and even when they're little, biting on the book at first and recognizing their imagination, their discovery. Before you could travel, you have to imagine it, and that's what books bring. So Mr. Tobin Brinkle at Kucera Middle School and his wife Erin They brought your organization to my attention because I was new. I'm sure the district had been benefiting from your efforts, and I'm so glad that he did. And even during COVID, you continue to collect and clean and sort. And it's just with tender heart that this is a passion of your organization, and we truly appreciate. So Dr. Avila is going to join me up in here because reading was something of teaching reading specialists that we focus on. And he's just going to share a little bit about our reading specialists, and then you would speak. And Mr. Brinker, I want you to come up so you can introduce everyone. Okay.
Thank you and good evening, everyone. Right now, we have embarked on a program, a partnership with the University of Southern California to assist. As of right now, we have approximately 100 and, what is it, Ria?
129 this last year and 77 this year, so close to 200.
That are going through a reading authorization program. It's an investment, a one-time investment that is going to have a lifetime benefit, not only to the adult, but also to all the kids that will matriculate through their classes over the years. The goal is to have every teacher, certainly every teacher at the elementary level, receive the reading authorization. Tomorrow, Ria and I will be visiting with officials from USC to discuss a program similar, but for parents, to get parents on board so that they receive authorizations to learn how to teach their kids to read at home and reinforce all the efforts that our teachers are doing in the classroom because of our huge investment in literacy. And today, this is no different. So we thank you so much for everything that you have done that benefits our kids and our community.
So we have here with us today our board president, Bernice Lowenstein, and her husband, Barry, another board member. And I'm Tobin Brinker, and my wife, Erin Brinker, we're also board members. And we have several board members that could not join us tonight. Unfortunately, they had ill health and weren't able to be with us. But they're here in spirit. And Bernice actually wanted to say some things on behalf of our organization, if that was okay. Thank you.
So I want to make sure I present this key and let you speak. So the Rialto Unified School District, Key to the District, presented to the Inland Empire Children's Book Project for Excellent in Education Partnership. Presented by Stephanie Lewis, Board of Education President, with Dr. Avila, Superintendent, Wednesday, January 11, 2023.
Let's get a picture with you. Let's do real quick first. Have you come on this way? Okay.
Thank you so much. We are so honored.
Yes. Thank you.
And want to thank the board and the district leadership for the recognition and award, and certainly the Rialto Education Association and the District Communication Office for getting the reminder notices out to the teachers on a regular basis, which is key to making our program work in the past. And to back up a little, I want to thank Tobin for getting us here to Rialto. And it has just been a wonderful association with the teachers and just being able to work together. A little bit of our history, and I could just go on forever telling our story. We started with literacy and education in a Rotary Club, and we adopted a school in San Bernardino, and we're blessed to find an incredible principal and teacher who we had a Rotary Club, and the kids' experience in this Rotary Club, and this was in a rough neighborhood in San Bernardino. A lot of the kids were being raised by grandparents, and we started this Rotary program. The kids had projects, and what came out of that program was the kids learned that they could make a difference. They chose their projects and worked hard at making things happen. They raised funds for water wells in Africa because they heard the statistics of babies dying because of the water. They just did some amazing things, and they realized they could make a difference with what they were doing. So that was one school, and we realized there was an entire city of kids like this waiting for a chance to become the best they could be, and that's why we started with what could we do to get books into their home, have them develop a love for reading and learning, and give them a chance at life. And now after the pandemic that is, and being shut down for all that time, it's so much more important. And I believe we can be that force in their lives that we, through these books and getting them to read and love to learn, that will make a difference. So we started with friends of ours telling us about a program in Oakland that was run by 2 retired school teachers who started with books that they just wanted to get rid of their books after they retired. And they thought, okay, in 6 months we're done. And then the program grew. Everybody loved what they were doing. They're still at it. They've given away easily over 2 million books to date. And
wow.
So just amazing. And we heard about this, and Barry and I went up to see what they were doing, how they were doing it. And we were so impressed with what was happening, and we thought certainly we can bring that back here. And through Erin, we had a meeting of the community leaders and had amazing support from the school district, which continues today. They've housed us almost from the beginning, and we started. And I'm sorry our other board members aren't here. They've played an amazing part. We have a retired principal who just has been incredible, he and his wife, and then another person who's a retired educator. And so we have everything donated, and all the books are donated. We have cash donations, and we're 100% volunteer. And we work on these books, and we've changed for the first several years. We invited teachers to come and select books for their students. And after COVID and being moved, that has not worked. So we found a new delivery system, and we now have a combination. In Rialto, we've taken orders from schools with getting information about the kids in the school and grade levels, and we've packed books and sent them. In San Bernardino, most of the schools, we've gone and with that same information done book giveaways at the school. So it has been tremendously successful, and we're just grateful to be able to do this and have it so well received, and to be getting the books and being able to pass them on. And one of the recipients, who was also a volunteer, is Lori McGuire. Lori, would you come up and tell us?
Hi, I'm Lori McGuire. I teach third grade at Preston, my old elementary school. So I've been there for 25 years. I heard about the Inland Empire Children Book Project and was able to become a volunteer for several years. And then not only help to sort the books and level them by grade level, but also to then be a recipient myself for my own students. And to see the joy on their face when I would allow them to pick a book that was at their level, and that it's their book. They get to take it home. They don't have to return it back to the library or bring it back to the classroom. And so I just really think the book project has made such an impact on so many students already in Rialto, and I know it's going to continue. I'm working right now to try and get Preston set up for the next round of book donations. So thank you so much for all that you guys have done for the students of Rialto.
So hold on, greatly. So we have a couple teachers here. We have one more teacher, but I wanted to give some flowers to you. Thank you, Lori. Because this is really what makes us go, right? It's the teachers and the volunteers. So thank you so much. We also have Katie Motel from Henry Elementary, and if she could just say a few words about her involvement. She recently donated 25 boxes of books to our organization. So come on up, Katie.
And then after Katie, we're going to take a group picture with the board members, so we can start.
Thank you. I didn't know I was going to come up. I teach transitional kindergarten. KT loves TK. Not yet ready to retire yet, but I'm getting there. And so I learned about this project when we got information about that we could go and pick up books. And so when I went, then I saw Tobin, who I knew. And I did this several times. And when I, 6 years ago, moved down to TK, I decided, I love this. I'm so excited. I get goosebumps when I talk about them. I get emotional. But they can't read chapter books. So that was my first thing. It's like, okay, I went through, I have a second bedroom that is a library, that I have several bookshelves, and I just went through and gave him books. And now that I've decided that I'm going to retire in a couple years, my retired friends say, don't wait, get rid of things now. So I had him come over and gave him a bunch of teacher books so that he'll be ready for next year. So I appreciate cleaning up.
Hi, everyone. Thank you. I know we have a long meeting ahead of you, and I don't want to take up too much time, but I will say, I'm Erin Brinker. Thank you to Dr. Avila. Thank you to the board. Thank you to everybody who's helped, Communications Office and the Rialto Education Association. We are always in need of volunteers and books. So if you're retiring, we will come to you and scoop up all your books. Even if they're not for kids, we will sort them. We will donate the ones that we don't use to adults who will read them. And so if you want to clean out your bookshelves, we're there for you. We always need volunteers to help sort books. We're 100% volunteer. And you can get a hold of Tobin and he can direct you in the right way. So thank you so much.
We want to see the class. There you go. Yes. Please come up. Yeah, you hold out, receive the class. Thank you. Thank you, Fran. Do a bit closer. And if everybody can look at Ms. Ortiz. Ready? 1, 2. Ready? 1, 2. One more. 1, 2. Thank you. We worked hard, my goodness.
Next,
Excuse me, real quickly, we have one more, something to give all of them. Oh, my goodness, it's the custom official district bridge pin. Oh. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just one more comment. We will need 46,000 children-appropriate books out of what you donate. So anybody can help us out, we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
next, I would like to introduce a wonderful, a phenomenal woman who is no stranger to our board, the one and only Miss Dina Walker. She has served, wait, Miss Dina, wait. Last time you presented, I didn't give you your due. She served 2 terms with the Rialto Unified School District Board, Governing Board. She is a champion of A through G. She is a community champion. She is a walking encyclopedia of college readiness. So during a conference, she was noticing something from Dr. Chavez, who went to Turkey to get. And so as a board, because we work as a team, we wanted to present you with something before you present your key.
I've got two goosebumps right here.
So, on behalf of the governing board, I didn't go to Turkey, but we wanted something that you desired and need as a woman on the go, and we appreciate everything and all your knowledge. And we're still gonna drink from that cup of knowledge.
I see it. We want to see it. So, thank you, Board President Lewis, to the board who I've had the pleasure of serving for 8 years, and our newly elected board member, to, again, the administration of this district. I had, again, this is not about me, so what I wanted to say is thank you for everything. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the opportunity to be a leader in this community for education, but to be in partnership with everything, the great things that are going on here in Rialto. So still excited about us. Yeah, you haven't seen the last one. You thought, I thought, it was like, why is she here again? But I'm still around in Rialto, a champion for education. So you'll still see me around in some form or fashion, making sure that we get what we need for our students here in our city in particular. So there we go. Good evening. Board of Education Superintendent Dr. Avila and the viewing audience, it is my distinct pleasure to be here with you tonight as I have had the honor of presenting my final key to the district, to a service area that is so vital to the families of Rialto Unified School District. More about this in a moment, but first I must apologize that I could not accomplish giving this wonderful recognition during our last board meeting in December, due to some of the large but equally important agenda presentations and intense scheduling conflicts, but I'm here. So thank you, President Lewis, in affording me the opportunity to honor a deserving service area. The date of this key plaque reflects that I was a sitting board member at the time. So that is important to mention. I'm no longer a board member, but at that time I was, okay? So, it still holds really a lot of weight, y'all, so. Down with the recognition. As a former board member, I've had the privilege of observing the inner workings of our school district. And I can confidently say that RUSD Transportation Services is one of the unsung group of employees in the district. Mentioned, but our bus drivers work just as hard, and we should spotlight their devotion to serving our students. Amen. Every day, our bus drivers, mechanics, and transportation support staff not only ensure that our students get to and from school safely and on time, but they also take on the tremendous responsibility of navigating traffic with the inclement weather and many other challenges that come with their classification. Transportation Services is responsible for providing safe transportation for more than 3,000 students daily. Additionally, the maintenance of the district's bus fleet and white fleet vehicles that are driven by hardworking staff members in various related RSUD positions and service areas. Transportation is also one of the few districts that transportation district is one of the few that have operated a compression natural gas station, which is open to the public 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. The transportation service area includes 39 bus drivers, 6 mechanics, and 6 office staff members, each with unique contribution to providing the service to our district. Our school bus drivers play an important role in our RSU students' day-to-day educational activities, such as home-to-school transportation, field trips, and shuttle services, in addition to being the first face many of our students see each morning to start their academic day. One of the reasons why years ago, and I think wherever Saida is at this time, we end up having our district college fair, and it was at Carter High School. This was maybe about 4 or 5 years ago now to date. And I remember going up, and all the board members, we come and greet the students, but the students were coming right off the bus, and the bus door opened, and when the door opened, the bus driver that was driving had such a big smile on her face, and she was like, "Good morning!" And she was like, "Here they are," just excited that she was a part of the day. She was bringing the students to this activity, and her just excitement about it. At that time, I turned to, right after that, I turned to Saeed and I said, "We need to honor the bus drivers." And it was just because of that excitement about the day, and realizing that these students are seeing the bus driver before they see us, before they see their teachers, before they see their counselors, and oftentimes, sometimes even they see the bus driver before they see some of their parents, because their parents may be working a shift at night or whatever, or some of us have the kids get up before we have to do, so I'm in that. But so that was the impetus for this award from the get-go several years ago. Over the time, though, it has changed because we've seen our service, our transportation service, go on above and beyond what we thought that they would do, especially in the light of the pandemic. So I'm going back to my script, Saida, don't worry. According to Dora Parham, Transportation and Garage Manager, Laura Lewis, Transportation Supervisor, and Derek Harris, our mechanics are responsible for the maintenance and repair of 224 vehicles and specialized equipment. Our buses are equipped with air conditioning, smooth suspension, and global positioning, GPS. During the pandemic, our working transportation staff worked with nutrition services in providing mobile meal locations to allow students access to meals. Our drivers and mechanics, office staff, and leaders go above and beyond to provide support to our students. Before, after, and during the pandemic, bus drivers are the first in our education line to safely transport our students. But I realize it is a team in transportation that schedules and works tirelessly to provide quality buses for our students. It is my sincere honor to present the key to the district to the transportation services. The service area will receive one plaque, which is this beautiful bag, that you may display proudly in your garage. And also, each member of our team will be receiving a custom-crafted RUSD bridge pin in honor of this award. Your service to our school and our students is truly appreciated, and thank you for all that you do every day that you do it. Dora, do you want to go stand next one? Dora, Derek, and Edward. Dora, you want to get in there? We're going to go forward? We're going to have a couple of pictures, but we'll just do that real quick. So live.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes. And then we're going to have the whole group come in. Yeah. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Laura Lewis. I am the Transportation Supervisor. On behalf of Dora Parham
Transportation Garage Manager, and Mr. Derek Harris, our Lead Risk Management and Transportation Agent, and of course, our awesome Transportation Team Services. We would like to thank you for acknowledging our department, our efforts in support of our students' educational journey. We would also like to thank President Stephanie Lewis. We would also like to thank Vice President Nancy O'Kelly. I get a little nervous. We'd like to thank the board members, Mr. Montez, Miss Evelyn, and Stephen Gayton. Thank you so much. And our awesome and amazing Superintendent, Dr. Avila. Okay? When we heard about this, we were really overjoyed because it really touched all of our hearts, all of our whole department. So we want to say thank you for that. We consider it a privilege to support the district strategic plan by ensuring that our students who need assistance getting to and from school can rely on us as a collaborative group. We are there. We're dedicated professionals, and when you need us, when our students need us, we're there. So with that being said, I would like to introduce Ms. Devon Hurd. She is one of our drivers. She's one of our dedicated professionals, I should say. Ms. Devon Hurd has been driving our students for more than 20 years.
Ooh.
Wow.
Good evening. My name is Devon Hurd. The school bus is an extension of the classroom. Therefore, education begins the moment the student enters the bus. On behalf of our awesome bus drivers, our amazing mechanics, and our dedicated and hardworking staff, we would like to, we truly appreciate and we accept the key to the district.
Everybody from Transportation Services, please come on in.
Cool, all right.
Ms. Walker, I'd like in the middle here. Can you guys go over here? In the middle? Oh, over there. Ooh, it's right Morning, everybody come on in. The ones who are a little bit shorter in the front, the ones that have the height in the back. Laura, over here. This camera, yes. Once we get everyone in, and Miss Romo, please come join us. Can you guys get a little bit? Yeah, there you go. Let's all pretend like we like each other. And then we're losing some, thank you. Mr. Cordasco there. And then Diane, can you come? Yeah, there you go. Okay, wait, we're blocking our superintendent. Okay, so everybody is going to look at none of you but Ms. Ortiz first. Please look at Ms. Ortiz first.
Okay, ready? Big smiles, everyone. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
And now stay put for the other one as well. We want to give you your respect. Go ahead, take all your pictures. You got it? Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Dina. Okay, as we reassemble, we're going to take a little moment here.
And you can view all of this in a video as well. I'm going to just request it. Okay, you're welcome, sir.
Okay. So we're going to reconvene. C 1.1, Public comments not on the agenda. Do we have any, at this time, any person wishing to speak on any item not on the agenda will be granted 3 minutes.
We have several. We have Michael Montano.
Is he present? Oh, okay.
Good evening, everyone in attendance and audience at home. Before I start, I'm kind of wondering why, so I don't want to say too much. I just will say that there's an empty seat back in the West Wing, and it hasn't been, I haven't heard much tonight, so I don't know if it's just not being shared yet. And I just want to say that that empty seat that's usually filled back there, it's noticed that the person is not here. And I would just like to thank that person that invited me to be on the African Equity Committee meeting, and that person is no longer here. And again, just like to recognize that person. But I came tonight to speak on school safety, 2 things. The last time I spoke, I came and I mentioned how there are increased shootings throughout the country on campuses. Just very recently, a very young person pulled out a look-alike assault rifle at Rialto PD. We heard about that in the news. Mm-hmm. And then just last week, I don't remember what state it was, a 6-year-old shot a teacher. A 6-year-old. Again, I like to say, let's make it clear, not in our district. Not in our district. One partial solution might be, let's bring back our SROs, on-campus police. The majority of our staff want them back to increase overall safety, and some might argue that it makes our schools seem like prisons, but not when we have a law enforcement pathway in some of our schools, not when we teach law enforcement classes in some of our schools. Why not have an officer on campus? Would we put teachers through schooling without having them ever around a school or in a classroom? And school is the best place for students, our youngest community members, to establish positive relationships with law enforcement. And for those who have had only negative associations, a school is a perfect setting to break the chain. Let's bring back our SROs. Second thing, along with safety, is fentanyl is on the rise everywhere. A few years ago, back when Xanax was a big issue in our schools, one of the teachers, and I have to clearly state that this was under our previous administrator, a teacher in just the relationship that she had with the students was one of the first people to know that Xanax was an issue. When the teacher brought this up to our previous administrator, this teacher was retaliated on for sharing negative information, and the teacher left.
Thank you.
Fentanyl, if we could get a educational
Thank
program
you.
to educate our kids on the dangers of fentanyl. Thank you.
Brian Heflin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate the opportunity to speak. It's the first time I've ever done this. I am recently a 100% disabled veteran, retired from the Marine Corps as of November 30th. I have had issues, and I hate to bring all this bad news up now, to include the security and safety. My children have not had the best experience in this school. I have not seen the best security in this school district at all. It started off with my son being neglected by a teacher while he caused self-harm to himself. I actually cried multiple nights thinking about maybe, you know, there was some reason why the teacher allowed this to happen and recorded it, but it happened. And then my son recently, within the past few weeks, I had to transfer him schools because he was bullied in school. They videotaped him in a bathroom and abused him in ways that you would only see in the commercials and all the other craziness that we talk about, right, in our little briefs and safety. But what I'm getting at mostly, importantly today, is that our drop-offs and our pickups are not even safe. We have parents driving recklessly throughout the entire parking lot, going wherever they want, whichever way they want. And I have been met, as I called the security of the school district, multiple times, requesting a security officer be out there, or at least the teacher of some sort. And the teachers have tried. I completely understand. Security has met me with, we are understaffed, we do not have enough people, and that we're doing our best. Except, I feel like we're not doing our best. We have pulled police officers from the school district, which makes no sense to me. I have been around the United States and around the world, and everywhere there was a police officer stationed outside a school during drop-off and pickup, there was less issues, 100%. I mean, statistical data is there and everything. I get it with the rise of people not liking officers due to news and everything that's happened, but we need to not make them our public enemy. We need to re-include them into it, and I wish that you would reconsider this issue as far as making police officers at least able to show up. I recently talked to the police officers because I had to file a report this morning because I had a woman try to crash her vehicle into my vehicle. It's in the news, I mean not in the news, I'm sorry, the recordings on the Warner Elementary School. Feel free to look into it. I already talked to the assistant principal, the police, and the security about it. These are issues that are always happening, and it's not brought up. Nobody talks about it, and it's become an issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yesenia Higuera.
Hello, good afternoon.
You
Buenas
can
noches.
lower the mic.
I'm short. All right, buenas noches. My name is Yesenia Higuera. I've been at the district for over 17 years, working as a parent volunteer, as a safety volunteer. I know a couple of faces around here. I'm just here. There's a lot of bad news. Good news. I want to appreciate Boyd Elementary School. As you see, I have a son, 3 girls. He's autistic. It really gets to me. Mr. Avila knows I had a lot of things going on putting him in school. Because as you see, he looks normal. For me, he's normal. But he has some issues. And I was so afraid to put him in a school where I was not going to feel comfortable and safe him being there. I want to appreciate the staff. They have been so good with him. He goes in there, he's happy. I've been around there. I've seen how they treat the kids around, and I am so grateful. I want to give thumbs up to a custodian, Oscar, because my son, as soon as he sees him, his day lights up. Also, Ms. Hutchins, our vice principal, they have a certain connection. They make me feel so warm. If I know when he acts up, he doesn't want to go to class, he doesn't want to do something, I feel comfortable that they will drag him, take him, carry him. They show so much love for him. Not only him, we have other students there too, you know, that have issues, have need extra help, and they are super awesome with them. And they show the love, they treat them like it's their own. I just want to give them a great thumbs up. They have been so good. To my children, I have another child there. I had issues in the past with her teacher. made her feel left out, made her feel down and dumb, and they have helped her where her self-esteem go so high. So I want to really give them a thumbs up, and I appreciate all what they're doing. And another thing, I would like, as a parent, I've been around, for all of you guys, I know first thing is the children, right? So I want for you guys to focus more on children and what we need to do for them than on gossip. Because I've been hearing a lot, it's too much gossip, and we're putting too much attention on gossip than on things for the kids. We need to pay less attention on gossip that people have, staff, whatever, and pay more attention to what the kids need, because that's what we're here for the kids, more than anything. That's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get my stuff.
Ms. Aguilar?
Hello, everybody.
Hi, maybe you need to raise your up.
I'm taller and boots. Hello. I just wanted to let you know that I received your voicemail yesterday, the day before the board meeting. And I wanted to confirm with you, what is your best time that I can reach you so I can personally speak to you about all the things that I have come here the past few months. So I come to find out from you directly if you're able to give me a time frame that best suits you, that I can talk to you, so then I can speak and discuss with all the matters that have been brought before me by parents and students since the last time I spoke at the last board meeting.
Anytime is good. If you could just respond through text or, phone would be fine.
Okay. Alrighty, so you're open at any time? Alrighty then, thank you. And again, thank you for hearing me out, and I will talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is all we have.
Okay. C2, public comment on agenda items. Any person wishing to speak on any item on the agenda will be granted 3 minutes.
We do not have any.
Okay. C.3, comments from the Association of Executive Board Members, Rialto Education Association, REA. Will be given 5 minutes.
Well, good evening, President Lewis, School Board, Dr. Avila, Innovation Team, and the viewing audience. I am Maisha Calloway, the president of REA, our teachers union here in Rialto. I first want to thank President Lewis for placing all of the union associations back on the agenda for comments. The members and myself, thank you for properly giving us our voice back. REA stands with CSCA and CW. All of these members are the backbone of our district. They service the students hand over hand every day, and they really deserve to be heard in this manner. So we appreciate you, and that is the message from the members as well. Once again, I just want to welcome everybody back. I hope everyone had a good, restful vacation, enjoyed time with friends and family. I did. I got a lot of rest. I'm feeling good and ready to finish out this school year. I want to say thank you to all of the members that welcomed back the students. It was a nice rainy day, and the students were ready to come back, and the teachers were there ready to go with open doors and open arms. What I want to say also is we appreciate everything that's being done within the district, and we're excited, as we mentioned before break, for all the good improvements that are coming. I also want to quickly just say congratulations to both recipients of the key tonight. The book club is awesome. My students have received books from the book club, and also to transportation. They are the ones who start off with our students in the morning, so we want to say congratulations to them. The last thing is just that we want to be ready for action. I'm really hoping that we can end this school year with a bang, and anything that we have brought to you guys' attention, we're hoping that we can get things resolved, like the inclusion, the standard-based grading, different issues with safety resolved by the end of this school year so that we can really come back with a bang to start next school year. We know we're all coming back. This was our first year back from COVID, and well, second year now, but we're still getting in place, but we really want to be ready for next school year as well. So I appreciate all you guys. It's so good to see you. Thank you to all of the members and your hard work. Let's knock out these next few months and be ready for next school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, California School Employees Association, CSEA.
Happy New Year, Rialto Unified Family. I want to start off tonight by just saying thank you to the board for approving our contract at the last meeting. Our members have been sharing the immense gratitude that we were able to get this done. We recognize it was a lot of work and it went on for many months. We're just very happy that it's done, and we're very happy that our fiscal department is working hard to get the pay caught up and get everything out as fast as possible. We know you guys are working hard, so just thank you to the fiscal department for your dedication. It's a lot to go back 6 months in records and figure out what is owed in retro, and it's a huge monumental task, and they're already busy, and we definitely recognize the effort there. Also, I just wanted to say congratulations to the book program and to our transportation department. Thank you, board, for recognizing these groups. They definitely deserve it, and it certainly uplifts them. I know the bus drivers have been telling me a lot about it, how excited they are. They were excited to be here tonight. So thank you, President Lewis, for that. And Dina Walker, I couldn't have thought of a better way to honor employees. In conclusion, just looking forward to finishing that class and comp study. We're working diligently. We have dates set to continue our negotiations, and there's also some other great things in the works I can't really talk about yet, but looking forward to sharing with you guys those things. And just definitely things are on the positive. I do want to actually say one last thing. As far as the police officers on our campuses, the staff has also expressed to me their desire to have those officers back. So if it's a possibility, whatever we need to do to work that out, please, let's look into that. All right, thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Next is Rialto School Managers Association, RSMA.
And I think you forgot Communication Workers of America.
Communication Workers of America, CWA. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for putting this back on. And just hope that we'll have a good rest of the school year. And I think having officers on the campus is a good idea also. Good evening.
Thank you. Next, we have Rialto School Managers Association, RSMA. No? Okay. Moving right along, we'll go with comments from the student board member, Stephen Gaitan.
All right. Happy New Year, everyone. You know, we're back from winter break. Seniors, our last semester, we need to finish off strong. You know, I don't have many comments for today, but public or safety has came across a couple of times on public comments, and I just wanted to comment on that. One of the gentlemen who came up here and spoke right now, I don't remember his name, but he spoke about him getting into a car crash and public safety. You know, safety doesn't just happen in the classroom, in the campus. You know, it also happens outside of school, getting to school, leaving school. He spoke about him getting into a car crash. I saw a car crash happen yesterday, leaving school. Traffic after school and before school is a real big issue. I wouldn't say it's the safest, especially since a lot of seniors are now driving, you know. I'm not sure. I'm not saying it's totally like the student's fault. I'm not saying it's the parents' fault, you know, but a lot of altercations do happen in the parking lot. So I think we should just really look into that, some resolutions that we can do for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much, and it's really good to hear it from the student perspective and the student voice. Next, we'll have Board Member Dominguez.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. I know it was raining yesterday as the first day of school occurred. I would like to take this moment to, congratulate the recipient of the Key to the District, to have Mrs. Dina Walker here. She's a very instrumental and very inspiring woman to, I got big shoes to fill. I don't think I'm gonna fill them, but I'm gonna get close to it. I also wanted to take this moment to highlight a very special woman that I got the opportunity to serve with on the Vernon Bragg Toastmasters Club, which is Miss Deborah Smith Gilbert, which is also the daughter-in-law to former board member Joanne Gilbert. She passed away, and I wanted to recognize her as a very instrumental, key person to the community. Her impact to the community was very strong. She had a strong impact on me. Her voice was very magical, very strong. And, I pray that her family gets comfort during this time, as well as I know that there's other people that are going through difficult times as well, that are within our district, and I pray that they are comforted during this time. I also want to congratulate the England Empire Children's Book Project for, the great job and great work that they do within the district, and how they're partnership with us in providing all of these books to our children. So, thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Mr. Montez, Board Member Montez.
Thank you, President Lewis. So I just want to welcome everybody back to school. I was hoping to be able to take some pictures with my son, and his friends and some of the school staff at his school. But when I pulled up Monday morning in that pouring rain, the the doors were just open and the kids just run straight inside. There was nobody in sight, so it was weird to see it pouring so hard. But I think the kids are happy to be back in school. The staff is happy to have them back in class, and we're happy to start the new year right. I want to congratulate the Inland Empire Children's Book Project. What an awesome program that they have. People do things for the community in different ways, and the fact that they give these books for free to children is just awesome. You've got people in other communities trying to ban books, and you got people here, giving away books. So I just, my heart goes out to them and thank them for everything that they do. I also want to congratulate the transportation services. The bus driver that spoke and said, the buses are an extension of the classrooms, absolutely true. The first thing bus drivers will do is lay down the rules, in the bus. They got to maintain order. At least the bus drivers I got to drive with when I was a student, kids start throwing paper planes or crumpled up pieces of paper at each other. The bus drivers will sometimes have to stop and say, "Hey, cut it out." You have to be respectful. And you have to sit down. You can't be up and running around. So it's definitely a tremendously important job that bus drivers do, transporting our children to school. It's the first person, for those who take the bus, it's the first education leader that they see, a bus driver. It's their first is the first adult that greets them in the morning on their way to school. So thank you again to the bus drivers. Ms. Walker was right. You know, they got to navigate through sometimes crazy traffic, crazy drivers, and it's just I can't speak enough to how important and how vital they are to our community, right, in our district. So thank you. The other thing I just wanted to say is the teachers union, classified workers union, people in the community, parents, leaders, people in our district, people on this board have spoken loud and clear, and we know that it's time to bring our resource officers back. We had a really good excuse. We had a really good reason to not need their services during COVID, during the shutdown. The schools were not open. There was no need to pay for services of various different types of contracts and services that were not necessary because the schools were closed. But we've dragged our feet a little bit in bringing them back, and given the severity of issues regarding bullying, regarding high school shootings, regarding just a host of issues that can arise and sometimes do arise, I think the time is now to seriously consider bringing them back. So I'd like to ask that we take a look at contractual options to discuss with our city and our local PDs that would be providing these services. Again, of course, the board has to take action as a whole, but I think it's time for us to start taking a look at those contractual options and go with whatever options are best for our schools and for this community, right? The other thing I wanted to just say is anyone, the board cannot prevent anyone from coming to speak. So we welcome everyone to the podium. It's against the law to prevent anyone from coming up to share their thoughts, their concerns with the board. I just wanted to remind everyone, whether they're on the agenda or not, everyone is welcome and cannot be prevented by anyone to come and address the board. So I just wanted to remind people of that. We do have a process. We ask for a speaker card to be filled out in most cases, unless you're on the agenda, right? But other than that, even if people put false names on a speaker card, we can't prevent them from coming up to speak, right? And then just in regards to parent Mrs. Aguilar, I will be reaching back out. I know she came here tonight, and she wants someone to listen, and I hope that I can not only listen but also share with this board and our district leadership exactly what some of her concerns and other people's concerns are regarding special ed. We know we have a lot of work to do regarding special ed, and we'll continue to push forward to continue to make advancements in our special education program. And with that, thank you guys.
Okay, next we'll have Ms. O'Kelly, Vice President, Board Member O'Kelly.
Good evening, and it's good to see everybody back again. I want to put ditto marks under what other people said, because I want to say the same thing, but I do have to say something very positive about the Inland Empire Book Project. And I thank that organization for all that they do, and I want to thank Tobin and Aaron Brinker for bringing them to Rialto, because they have obviously made a big difference here, and we appreciate that. I also want to say thank you to the Transportation Department. Not an easy job, but you guys do it with big smiles, and we appreciate it, and the kids appreciate it, because as has been said, if you are the first face they see every morning, We want it to be a friendly, happy face, not a stressed out face. So congratulations to you too. And the other issue I wanted to talk about for a minute is the safety on campus. I am a big believer in this. I was to bat for SROs years ago. That was one of my big things, and it worked beautifully for years. I don't know why it fell apart, who didn't like it or whatever, but there was, I was at Eisenhower at that time, and it just put an air of peace on a high school campus. Because high school campuses, for those of you who haven't been there, they're not like an elementary campus. They can have a host of issues. So I think just having the presence of a cop and the relationships that SRO formed with a lot of the kids, it was beautiful. But in order to help maintain control and peace, I think they are needed. We've had those complaints for 3 years now? So I think it's time we all really give it some thought and get it going in the right direction. So I want my staff to feel, or our staff, to feel safe and secure when they're at work. I don't want them to worry. So I think we're going to get that going, and we'll keep you posted on that. Hopefully it'll be very soon. Anyway, have a great night and have a great year.
Thank you, Vice President O'Kelly. Well, I want to welcome our new employees. Our Human Resource and Personnel Department, I'm glad that we extended. If you talk about contracts and negotiations, that's Human Resource, and that's personnel. And then you're talking about the rain, and the big word is infrastructure. Mm-hmm. And that's something that's not seen, but when neglected, you have tremendous problems. And so when I look at our infrastructure, I look at our warehouse and storing. I look at our IT. We're a digital type of education system. They're cramped up in that office, and a help desk and a help support desk and security and transportation all runs on IT. And we have to think of expanding that. And then I have to really think of our respect for our teachers, our staff, our employees, and our administrative staff. There's a lot of due diligence that's performed. And I think we have two people sitting that's been teachers, Dr. Alba and Vice President O'Kelly. So when you're in a classroom, you have to be credentialed. You have to have certification. And when you look in administration, you have to have additional and continuing education. And so, we have to support our administration team as we move forward. Special education has been destabilized, and that's the core of the problem. Mm-hmm. If you keep running different administrators and top teachers and top lead, then there's no one to really maintain, to work those contracts, to do the quality improvements. So we have to stabilize that. And when we have a new team, we have to give them time. It's nothing like walking in your first day and you have 100 IEPs and you don't know the kids, you don't know the telephone, you don't know the bathroom. We have to give respect to our principals. They have been selected, they have been credentialed, and we have to support them as they support their leadership team. Mm-hmm. So all of us run our own household, and you don't want your mother-in-law to say you need to change everything when they're just there for a week. No, we don't take that. And that's the same thing with, this household. The principal run the household of school, is that correct? Mm-hmm. It's only there when I had to go there. And then you have a cabinet that has been selected that is credential and evaluation by your leadership team. Is that correct, Dr. So we have to support and we have to build, because 2 years our kids were home with us. And did we like that? Okay. The ones who could do distance learning and thrive, and there was a large proportion that did. And we continued that program for them. But when the doors was open, the children came. And I can tell you, there are people who are waiting to be educated. That's one thing about California. California have one educational system that's like none other. And you can only appreciate it when you've come from a place where you had to drive and walk and you only had one classroom. So you had to get along with whoever, or you get along, right? Don't go to school. So this opportunity with our public school system, it might not be the fit for everyone, but when you think of what, 25,000, it's a fit for most. And when we're onboarding a new preschool system, that's going to take a lot of administrative credentialing. It's nothing worse to go to a high school that's not credentialed. And you have different organizations that have to do it. Even with our food services program, if they don't have their food handler, if they're not credentialed, if they don't have safety, you know, it's been great. They went 120 during the pandemic, but now they've onboarded a lot of new employees. They have new equipment they have to change. And, you know, they've really outgrown that site. And we need to have cost centers because our goal is to have assistance for all teachers. But we're going to have outside revenue. And that's where our leadership is looking for our community partners, looking for outside revenue. And that's what leadership does. It's always looking 5 years ahead. And so I really wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. And then Ability Expo, that's something dear to my heart. It's a free, and if you have special needs or just want to know how to set up a classroom, the big event is in March 10th through 12th. It's in LA, but they have one at the Orange Show. But our Divergent game, we're going to have exhibits. We're going to bring some of our community partners for the family to know what's the next step. You know, you have vendors of adaptive equipment. You have colleges. You get more services in colleges, and sometimes the parents don't even think that's a possibility because of their disability that they cannot attend. Co-vocational training, ability counts, our Special Olympics. We want, while they're here and enjoying that rolling start, Inland Regional Center, Sickle Cell Foundation, Cystic Fibrosis, that we want these vendors and these expos to be at our game. And we want our parent center to be at our game so they can get the input of many, because, you know, a child will grow and continue to need services, and they need to know the next step. Even Social Security and home support services, all those vendors need to be present at our Divergent games. So I'm positive. To me, I'm really glad for us to be on our second half of the school year. I'm welcoming Ms. Dominguez as our new team. And, you know, we have our veterans here, our vets. And, you know, we are.
Calling us old?
No, I'm calling you experience.
Okay.
And that we will drink from your cup of wisdom.
Yes, I
And
sure
we will add a little new something, something right in that cup, right? And mix it all together. So, thank you so much. You notice that we've had remodeling done, and the color is blue. And so when I asked Dr. Chavez, you know, on that dashboard, because that's what we're concerned about, is the education, and we're moving to the blue. So you see blue, that's where we want to move, to the blue. And so we are really going to be academic focused. We want to make everyone have a dream, whatever desire, but the academic is inclusive of their creativity, their musicality, okay? And their different types of learning will be appreciated and be nurtured. So everyone can be the best that they can be and reach their potential. Okay, so now we'll have.
President Lewis.
Yes.
Is it okay if I share my comments?
Oh!
We kind of went out of order.
No,
so
I was thinking we jumped them.
I was thinking you were going to go that way.
Yeah.
So
My
I was like, okay.
experienced board member.
I took everything off and you weren't checked off.
I was
Okay.
happy to leave,
I'm
President
sorry.
Lewis.
I'm
must have
sorry.
been a
Well,
Freudian slip.
save the best for last.
Thank you. And it's been said, you know, the congratulations to the Children's Book Project and transportation team. Thank you so much for all that you have done. and all that you will continue to do for our kids. But Happy New Year and welcome to what I anticipate will be a very successful second half of the school year. I have quite a few congrats and then some thoughts that I will share. Congratulations to Carrington Davis. She was mentioned earlier, a sophomore student at Rialto High School, for being named the Athlete of the Week on January the 3rd.
That's right, I saw that.
Keep in mind, she's a sophomore, by the Southern California News Group, which includes the San Bernardino Sun, Riverside Press Enterprise, Inland Valley Daily Bulletin, Orange County Register, and the LA Daily News. While many of us were taking some time to relax during the winter break, Carrington was leading the Knights to the tournament title at the Serrano Holiday Classics. He is averaging 21.9 points per game this season and has led the Knights to a 16-1 record thus far. We wish you more success in 2023, Carrington, and go Knights. I also want to congratulate the families who participated in the 12 Poderes del Negocio Familiar program through the district's multilingual program and the Consulate of Mexico in San Bernardino. Multilingual programs held a ceremony for parents who completed the program on December the 15th. 12 Poderes del Negocio Familiar translates to 12 strategies leading to a successful family. The program is based on 12 tenets that families should implement to bring their families closer to reach harmony and success. It was a joy for me to meet and honor the families who completed the program. I also thank the staff at Simpson Elementary School for allowing me the time and space to share a summary of our district strategic plan and the ideas, concepts, and commitment that drives what we do here in our districts during their first day back for our second half of the school year. We have a couple of big events coming up. The first is our Parent Summit, which will be held on Saturday, January the 28th at Wilhelmina Carter High School from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And the Ritz, which is the Rialto Incredible Talent Zone Fine Arts Gala, will be held on Saturday, February the 11th at 5:30 p.m. at Eisenhower High School's Performing Arts Center. I'll transition to this. So we have recently lost members of our family. That includes previous employees, elected officials, and relatives of current employees who are members of our district family too. Today, at the start of our meeting, I received notice that another one of our employees lost his mother suddenly. So this brings us to 5 or 6 within the last week and a half or so, and it hurts. It hurts because losing someone really hurts. I, lost my mother 2 years ago, and while I have accepted it, it still hurts. And I have devoted myself to practice and preaching, to the practice and preaching of kindness. Next, I will be delivering a speech next week at USC's Phi Delta Kappa to share my personal story and experience as an educator. My topic will be kindness, but not kindness in the popular sense, hugs, kisses, smiles, politeness, etc. That's all great. But this is Rialto kindness. You heard it mentioned earlier, the personification of honor and compassionate service to others. Personification means it is part of our beliefs and actions. It is who we are. Honor means we hold ourselves and others to expectations, and we have integrity in doing so. And compassion means we show decency, dignity, and humanity in service to others. Together they produce Rialto kindness. And who doesn't want to be treated with this kind of kindness? Not sometimes, but all the time. Too much expectation with no compassion can sometimes be a bad thing. So can too much compassion with no expectation. Thus, neither is kindness, because neither helps one develop good character. Only when we harmonize it to the person and situation can it truly be beneficial. Sometimes more expectation than compassion is right, and sometimes more compassion than expectation is what is needed. Your heart will always guide you. Of course, if you are heartless, kindness may not be something that you will ever be a part of. So I urge us to be kind to each other while we have each other. Let's not wait until someone is gone to say, I could have done so much more for him or for her, or I should have done this or that. Let's do good for them now. It's much more rewarding. And considering that Monday we celebrate a legend who preached and practiced kindness, Dr. King, I ask that we reflect on his wise words. Quote, everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace. Let's practice Rialto kindness. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I think that was a great a powerful message. Dr. Avila will be giving the community and the district the State of the District address sometime prior to the next school year. And with that being said, you know, the need for rapid communication and information, you know, our communication department is going to have to explore the possibility of them going mobile. Rialto news van, you know, so we can get the accurate information at the location and where well, they're mobile on about 10 different cars and 4 cameras.
You see Zaida's heels?
But
Well, when you're done.
you know, that's something as we're exploring and looking at moving forward, we have to consider all these infrastructure type of things. Did you have another?
Yeah, Board President Lewis, I just forgot 2 quick things. I just want to send a message to our safety department and our chief and the leadership of our safety department. I want them to know that we appreciate them deeply and thank them for everything that they do to keep our schools as safe as possible. And the fact that there are people on the board and in the district and in the community who want to bring back the SROs, I don't want them to think that it takes away anything from them, any of their hard work and what they do. If anything, to the contrary, they need more. Our safety department needs more resources, more officers. We need more safety officers at our schools in our district, because this is what the community, this is what the teachers have been saying and what staff has been saying. We just don't have enough personnel in our safety department to man our schools, to safely secure our schools. So if anything, aside from bringing back the SROs, the board can consider adding more staff to our safety department to make sure that we have sufficient patrols out there, because even like the gentleman that was speaking said, having a patrol car, whether it's a police car or whether it's a safety patrol car outside the school every morning, just helps. You know, and I witnessed that at Frisbee because I live right around the corner from it. Just by having a safety patrol officer there parked in the front, causes parents to go slower, or the public to drive slower, be more careful. It sends a message that, hey, school's protected.
Right.
Just wanted to say that. And then the last thing, because Monday's Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Preaching, aren't you?
Monday's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And in his honor, I usually give a quote. His quotes, I like to choose from his quotes, but this year I want to quote somebody that he looked up to, somebody that he drew inspiration from, which was one of the people he drew inspiration from, which was Mahatma Gandhi. And Gandhi has a famous quote who says, "A true measure of a society is how they treat the least of them."
Right.
So I want to ask our district that we keep that in mind. How are we treating not necessarily what the least of us, but what people consider sometimes getting least attention? And I think about special education.
Right.
So if we're slacking, let's pick up the slack, because Mahatma Gandhi says that's how a true measure of a society is. How are we treating the least of them? So, thank you.
All right, Pastor. In the spirit of Martin Luther King there.
Amen.
Okay. All right, Ms. Brown, let's move this thing so we can do the business of the district. Well taken. The team will look into all. We don't want to bring back something old. We want to bring back anything, explore something new, improve. Our campuses are large. There's technologies, there's drones. They're going to bring to the board, avoid some of the pitfalls, okay? So we don't want to reach back. We're reaching forward, utilizing and exploring all the types once they research it and we can really review. And each school site will be having different needs, too. Okay, Ms. Brown.
Thank you, Madam President. Item number E, consent calendar items. All items on the consent calendar will be acted upon in one motion unless pulled by Board of Education members or the superintendent for individual action.
Do we have a motion?
I'm so moved.
I second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call vote.
Preferential vote, I think there's.
Okay, is he on a roll call?
No,
My bad. My bad.
I am improving. I'm up to an A- standard now. Okay, Mr. Stephen Gaitan.
Aye.
Okay, Ms. Dominguez.
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Montez.
Aye.
Ms. O'Kelly.
Aye.
And I.
Did anyone second that?
Yes, Ms.
Okay.
Dominguez.
Item F, discussion action item. F1, historically
Wait
black.
a minute, we have to have a vote.
We did. We just
Oh,
voted.
okay.
I'm moving faster now. I'm on the bike now. Okay, go ahead.
Historically Black Colleges and Universities, HBCU college trip. Approved 30 students from the district's high schools and 3 chaperones that fit the appropriate student to chaperone ratio to attend the HBCU college tour from April 16th, 2023 to April 21st, 2023. The following colleges and universities will be part of the tour: Winston-Salem State University and North Carolina A&T University. They'll be there April 17th, 2023. Virginia State University and Hampton University, they'll be there April 18th, 2023. Norfolk State University, April 19th, 2023. Howard University, April 20th, 2023. And Morgan State University, April 21, 2023, at a cost not to exceed $60,000 and to be paid from Title IV fund.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Any discussion?
No, sounds like a fun trip.
Okay, I noticed you missed all the Alabama colleges. Just want to let you know.
We'll get him on the next trip.
We'll get them on the next trip. Okay. All righty. How do you vote, Ms. Dominguez?
Aye.
Mr. Board Member Montez?
Aye.
Board Member Nancy O'Kelly?
Aye.
Stephanie Lewis? Aye.
Item F2, agreement with Parent Institute for Quality Education, PEAK. Approve an agreement with the Parent Institute for Quality Education to facilitate parent engagement programs at Bemis, Boyd, Casey, Hughbanks, Morris, and Trapp Elementary Schools, effective January 12, 2023 through June 30th, 2023, at a cost not to exceed a total cost of $102,000 and to be paid from the General Fund, Title I.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Any discussion? Okay, how do you vote? Board Member Dominguez?
Aye.
Board Member Montez?
Aye.
Aye.
And aye.
F3, agreement with Franklin Covey, Leader in Me, Kelly Elementary School. Approve an agreement with Franklin Covey to provide Year 1, $2,589.74, Year 2, did I say 2,000?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and
$20,589.74. Year 2, $20,589.74. And Year 3, $14,820. Implementation of the Leader in Me program at Kelly Elementary School, effective January 12, 2023 through January 12, 2025, at a cost not to exceed $55,999.48 and to be paid from the general fund.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
A second?
I second.
Okay, Board Member Dominguez?
Aye.
Board Member Montez?
Aye.
Board Member O'Kelly?
Aye.
It's
And
Vice President. Thank you.
Vice President O'Kelly?
Let's just go for the broke.
All righty. Ms. Brown, I said aye.
And just correction on that F2 item, the total was $117,000.
What was
The
that?
cost.
We
I
made
think-
was an amendment.
the correction,
Oh, that's right, that's right.
but,
I stand corrected again.
oh, that's okay, we're here for you.
Item number F4, amendment to the agreement with Behavioral Autism Therapies, BAT. Approve an amendment with BAT to provide applied behavior aids, ABA, increasing the cost of the contract by $200,000 for a total cost not to exceed $600,000, effective January 12, 2023 through June 30th, 2023, and to be paid from the general fund special education budget.
Move to approve?
Is there a second?
I second.
Do we have a discussion? Okay, vote, Board Member Dominguez,
Aye.
Board Member Montez,
Aye.
Vice
Aye.
President, oh, wait, let me say Vice President O'Kelly before I get corrected. Okay, and Stephanie Lewis, President, aye.
Item F5, amendment to the agreement with Autism Spectrum Intervention Services and Training. Approve an amendment to the agreement with Assist to provide applied behavior aids, ABA, increasing the cost of the contract by $200,000 for a total cost not to exceed $600,000, effective January 12, 2023 through June 30th, 2023, and to be paid from the general fund special education budget.
Do we have a motion?
So moved?
Second?
I second.
Okay, vote by Board Member Ms. Dominguez,
Aye.
Board Member Montez.
Aye.
Aye.
Vice President O'Kelly, Stephanie Lewis, President, and this is a Mahatma Gandhi moment. Note that
What is it?
he gave his quote, the
Oh,
least.
okay.
So on our end, we're
Item
doing it.
F6, salary increase for classified hourly employees. Approve an increase to the classified hourly daily salary schedule effective December 20, 2022 at a cost of $204,500 and to be paid from the general fund, adult education fund, child development fund, and nutrition services fund.
Move to approve?
Is there a second?
I second.
Any discussion?
It's about time.
Okay, take that. I appreciate, this shows a commitment. Okay, vote by Board Member Dominguez,
Aye.
Board Member Montez,
Aye.
Vice President O'Kelly,
Aye.
President Lewis, aye.
F7, resolution number 222332, California Department of Education contract for state preschool program contract number CSPP 2414. Adopt resolution number 222332, accepting Amendment 01 with the California Department of Education, which increases the maximum reimbursable amount, MRA, for child development contract number CSPP 2414 by $1,387,485 with no change to the minimum days of operation, MDO, requirement of 176 days. All terms and conditions of the original agreement shall remain unchanged and in full force and effect, and authorizes Diane Romo, lead business services agent, as the signer of said agreement.
Do we have a motion?
So moved?
Is there a second?
Second.
Vote by Board Member Dominguez,
Aye.
Board Member Montez,
Aye.
Aye.
Vice President O'Kelly. Vice President, that was just Board Member O'Kelly. Vice President O'Kelly, what's your vote?
Yeah, I said aye.
Okay, and Stephanie,
Maybe I was too early.
a little bit.
F8, resolution number 222333, remuneration. Adopt resolution number 222333, excusing the absence of Board Vice President Nancy G. O'Kelly from the Wednesday, December 14, 2022 regular meeting of the Board of Education.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, Board Member Dominguez,
Aye.
Board Member Montez.
Aye.
Stephanie, Board Member O'Kelly,
Vice President.
Vice President. See?
Abstain.
Okay. But Board Member said no, I'm just saying. President Lewis, aye. Okay.
F9, resolution number 222334, remuneration. Adopt Resolution Number 222334, excusing the absence of Board Clerk Joseph W. Martinez from the Wednesday, December 14, 2022 regular meeting of the Board of Education.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second, Lewis.
I
Okay.
second. Oh, never mind.
Okay. Board Member Dominguez?
Aye.
Board Member Montez?
Aye.
Vice President O'Kelly?
Aye.
Stephanie Lewis? Aye.
F10, Amendment to Employment Agreement for Superintendent Cuauhtemoc Avila, EDD. Approve an amendment to the employment agreement for Superintendent Cuauhtemoc Avila, EDD, to correct an error which stated that the expiration date as June 30th, 2024, while the actual expiration date is June 30th, 2025.
And I want to step in. This is a technical correction of an error and not intended to convey a new benefit. All other terms and condition of the contract for employment are unchanged. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second.
Oh, okay. Dominguez. Okay. Vote. Ms. Dominguez, board member.
Aye.
Mr. Montez.
Aye.
Vice President O'Kelly.
Aye.
And President Lewis. Aye.
F11, Administrative Hearing, Case Number 222335.
So moved.
Second.
Board member Dominguez.
Aye.
Board member Montez.
Aye.
Vice President O'Kelly.
Aye.
Stephanie Lewis present. Aye.
Item G, Adjournment. The next regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Rialto Unified School District will be held on January 25, 2023 at 7 o'clock p.m. at the Dr. John R. Casalunas Education Center, 182 East Walnut Avenue, Rialto, California. Materials distributed or presented to the Board of Education at the board meeting are available upon request from the superintendent's office.
Is there a
Ti-
motion?
Tonight, we will adjourn our school board meeting in honor of 3 extended RUSD family members. On November 27th, 2022, Mr. Charles, also known as Chuck Skaggs, passed away in a car accident. Mr. Skaggs was 83 years old. He was an Air Force veteran, former fire chief in the cities of Norco and Rialto. He served on the RUSD Board of Education for 2 terms from December 1997 to December 2006. Within his 8-year tenure on the school board, he was a part of various RUSD successes, including the opening of the 3rd comprehensive Wilmer Amina Carter High School. Mr. Skaggs is survived by his wife, Virginia Skaggs, 2 children, and 3 grandchildren. He will have a private cremation. Additionally, on December 27, 2022, beloved former Eisenhower High School classroom teacher turned special education lead agent, Ms. Bridget Ely, passed away tragically at the age of 53 at Loma Linda Hospital. Ms. Ely began as an SDC teacher at Eisenhower High School in 2004. She was promoted several times and then in 2017 earned the position of lead special services agent. She left the district in June of 2022. Ms. Ely leaves behind her daughter, Abina Lewis, who is a teacher at Kolb Middle School, 3 brothers, and her mother. Sadly, just last night after 5:30 p.m., the district was informed that Dr. John R. Casalunas, former RUSD school board member and the namesake of this central office building, passed at Eisenhower High School, passed at Kaiser Hospital. My mouth is like dry, so I'm having a little trouble here. Dr. K, or Kaz as he was affectionately known, was a strong community leader and a wounded Korean War veteran. He is survived by his wife, Teresa, 3 children, of which one, Mrs. Karen Ceballos, is an RUSD teacher, and several grandchildren. More information on services is being shared with Communication Services on how the family wishes to proceed. Meanwhile, please join me in adjourning this meeting with a moment of silence in memory of Mr. Skaggs, Ms. Ely, and Dr. Casalunas. Thank you.
Thank you so much for Vice President O'Kelly. You had a personal relationship, and they thought it would be fitting for you to read. We also have other members that was mentioned that was lost. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, and family members of our own board secretary and secretary to our administrative office. So
Miss
we're gonna-
Miss Martha Dicutari lost her
Yes.
mother, and then Mrs. Rangel over in Nutrition Services lost her father. A lot of people recently have been going to the other side.
Sadly, that always seems to happen right around the
Well,
Christmas
we're
holiday.
gonna sort of have that moment of silence. And now we will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I second.
Vote by Ritual Student Board Member.
Aye.
Ms. Dominguez, Board Member.
Aye.
Mr. Montez, Board
Aye.
Member. Vice President O'Kelly.
Aye.
President Lewis. Aye.
Time is 8:58.
8:58.